Peace, everyone. How you doing? I choose to show myself tonight. I'm not behind Machiavelli because this is very personal to me. So I'm gonna get into it. Israel Doctrine YouTube Street Armageddon, the final battle for truth. Now, I done did this documentary numerous of times, numerous of ways, and it has never finished because this thing is gonna go till the Lord come, or till I die, or till he die. And when I say he, I'm talking about Khalil Money, because he's a mercenary for Layla Wills and Khalil Money. But I have no more to say. I want to get into
this week's episode of They Can't Kill the Truth. What happened to that boy covers one of the sharpest turns in the Zulu Nation accountability story. So,
see, this is an accountability story, people. The Zulu Nation has not ever been held accountable for what they allowed the deceased African Bambaataa to do to children. They knew what he was doing. His bodyguard knew. He talked to Star Terrain. Star Terrain didn't listen. Everybody heard the stories. They never listened. I listen because I have a heart. I feel for people in tragedy and different stuff, because it didn't happen in my family, it didn't happen to other people's family and everything. I'm not talking about child abuse in general, but death and everything. I feel for people when they lose and lost and stuff. But let's keep listening.
When the pushback started, it came from familiar names. Layla Wills and Troy Starr. Terrain stepped up.
The pushback, it started with the ones that said they was going against the Zulu Nation. And I come to find out very quick they're not going against the Zulu Nation. In future shows, you will see photographs of Star Terrain with Mickey Benson. Her son put it up. I got plenty of information. I'm well aware of what then took place, and I'm fully convinced of what took place. Y'all not, because y'all uninformed. Y'all think it's 2016 when it started in 2013.
As a defense, ready to run the same playbook that's worked before. Discredit the messenger, muddy the timeline, make the story about me instead of about the truth. What they didn't plan for was Khalil Money.
What they didn't plan for was Khalil Money. Nobody ever planned for Khalil Money. K. Slade put them out there, and they cut it off. After 3 years, they didn't say nothing for 3 years. Then when Star Terrain brought it out, Khalil was on YouTube trying to get recognition. And when her son, the camel, attacked my deceased mother, I went and found Khalil Money. And I started setting the record straight. Not knowing that I was messing with $1 million business, something that was finna change my whole life forever. This was finna change my whole life forever. And I didn't even know it. A guy from overseas told me, don't mess with that, Carl, because if you mess with that, you're going to have to mess with that forever. And I didn't listen to him. As I always do, it get personal, it get this and that, because I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like it.
I brought Amani to the table myself, not as a weak link to exploit, but as a voice inside that world who could speak to what actually happened. When Wills and Terrain tried to turn him into their leverage against me, it backfired.
It backfired. They turned Khalil Money against me, and Khalil Money wanted to turn against me. Not knowing that as long as you let Khalil Money live, I'm living. Because I introduced them back into the conversation, but y'all needed to cut him out of the conversation. I told them to go do that interview with Layla Wills. Just make sure she don't know where you live, because you will end up like the DJ or the Zulu down in Atlanta. His name will be coming up, but I don't want to speak on him now. The documentary dude, he gave an interview and he ended up dead.
Instead of taking either of us down, they ended up revealing more about their own position, their own stakes. and why they fought this hard to keep the story buried.
Why they fought this hard to keep the story buried. They got Khalil Amani, and Khalil Amani is the first writer. Unless you bury Khalil Amani, my story and his story will forever live. Y'all got rid of DJ K. Slay. Allegedly, somebody's supposed to have an interview with him and everything, but we ain't gonna get into all that. Let's keep going.
In this episode, we break down how the attempted takedown played out, where Will's and Terrain's approach fell apart, what Amani brought to the table that changed the entire dynamic.
He brought to the table the beginning, the start, 2013. If they would have left him out, they would have won, but they never left him out. And I'm the one that brought him to the table. So in the sense of word, I bombed first. I was like Tupac. I bombed first. You bombed first. He said the motto is fully guaranteed. And I can't do nothing but agree.
What this says about who's actually protecting who in this story. This is accountability, not character assassination. Every claim in this series is built on documented sourcing, and this episode is no different. Want the raw footage? Members get the unedited Khalil Amani audio and behind-the-scenes material this week for $1.99.
For $1.99 all next month, you can get it all. I done held on it too long. I want the public to have it so the public can deal with it. Layla Wheels gave you that garbage and everything. All that stuff was to cover up the 2013 stabbing of Bambaataa. If you go look in the computer, it's going to say that's alleged, this, that. You might not even hear about it because it's not talked about. 2016 is talked about. And Bambaataa was stabbed in 2016. They covered it up by bringing you Ron Savage and her son Camel. They ain't like what Ron Savage did. He spoke and gave me life. So they started attacking Ron Savage. She misused the courts with me. She misused the courts with Ron Savage and everything else. And I don't know why Marcy Hamilton, who is of USA child, supposed to be child victim advocates and stuff, never advocated for her not to do the things that she's doing. But they did them. They did them. It is what it is. So let's keep dealing, people. Let's keep dealing. I need to play the audio. I'm finna play the audio now.
Link in the description. Also streaming on Rumble and available on the podcast feed for anyone who's been locked out of YouTube before. Hashtag They Came to Kill Truth. Hashtag WH2TB 2013. Hashtag Africa Bambaataa. Hashtag Zulu Nation. Hashtag accountability. How Khalil Amani broke the story first. Long before Ron Savage and Hassan Campbell went public in 2016, one man had already put the Bambaataa allegations into print and paid for it. In April 2013, Khalil Amani, a Colorado-based writer for DJ K. Slay's Straight Stunner magazine, became the first to publicly allege sexual misconduct by Bambaataa. Amani published a piece claiming Bambaataa had been
sexual misconduct, but Khalil Amani labeled it as an LGBTQIA plus thing. And I asked him about it. He said Bambaataa was gay and that he date raped that boy. He didn't say that he was sexually abusive of children or pederast or anything to denote the truth of the matter. And because he never told the truth of the matter became a LGBTQIA plus conversation in which I asked him, let's debate it. He told me I'd be the first person he'd debate, but I wasn't the first person. He went and debated polite Jeremiah Judah, a Hebrew Israelite. So the Comedics and the Hebrew Israelites helped the Zulu Nation cover up what was going on because Tazariak Irritated Genie, all these people was around everybody in the conscious community. There's anybody in the conscious community was around. All of them was against me because I was participating in the conversation and I was fixing the conversation. They was out here lying to you. And once I fixed the conversation, they started attacking me and doing things to me because they are scammers. They was behind Polite. Sonetta knew Polite was touching his wife, niece, all this stuff, everything. But because I'm a goody two-shoes and I try to be righteous, they attacked me. They harmed me. They caused me to have a stroke when my left arm was messed up for years and stuff. All kind of stuff, people.
Stabbed by a man he'd allegedly sexually assaulted after being drugged. The story circulated fast across hip-hop outlets, and the backlash was immediate.
So what you hearing is Dave Wedge account of it. And I spoke to Dave Wedge. I spoke to Dave Wedge, Layla Wills, and Ed Opperman. I sent them an email. So Dave Wedge know, Ed Opperman, who's a private investigator, know everybody has been informed about this that I could inform. I even informed Marcy Hamilton from Child USA. But someone in that organization said they down to protect children, never got Marcy that email. If she got it, she never responded to it. Either way it go, Child USA is a part of helping the victimizers. They victimizing children. They supposed to be against victimizers. They wasn't doing it. All these non-profit organizations been getting money off of children being touched, but they never stood up for the child. I'm the only one in my ministry. The True Israel of God, the Mixed Multitude, the church has stood up for children. And I ain't gonna be long. I got a couple more seconds, but I'm gonna be strong when I close this out.
Zulu Nation members pushed K Slay to pull it. Amani took it down, then reposted a week later, which is when the threat started. Years later, both Hassan Campbell and Ron Savage independently confirmed knowledge of the stabbing incident, backing up what Amani had reported alone back in 2013, long before the story had mainstream traction. That's the
long before Troy started to rain grab it. See, it moved from hand to hand, but the lie that Khalil Amani told in the beginning, all of them ran with the same lie. The detractors and the ones that was protecting Bam. Everybody had the same story. Homosexual stuff and this, that. No, it wasn't about homosexuality. That's why Layla Will took Marcy Hamilton to New York and they stood in front of that building and said, get rid of the head of the hip hop museum. They said, get rid of him because that's been by the friend and they're protecting child abusers because that's what it was about. Child abuse. Khalil Amani never wrote that in an article, even though he's a college graduate that deals with English and stuff. I am a high school dropout and I know you base your conversation off the truth.
Piece I brought to the table under Israel Doctrine. I'm the one who connected Amani's original 2013 reporting to what's unfolding now. The consigliere piecing together what the Zulu Nation spent years trying to keep buried.
What the consigliere did. That's why I call myself Israel like consigliere. Because I was trying to advise them on what to do. And I've always advised everybody not to mess with me. Because I'm a fighter. You start messing with me, we're going to fight. Everything with me get personal because I always have something personal in me that makes me want to do what I do.
When Wills and Terrain tried to use Amani against me, they weren't just going up against him. They were going up against the source that tied his reporting to mine. And the source tied this to the LGBTQIA plus community in which Carl Albert was trying to bait Amani on from the start.
Trying to debate him from the start, people. Now, this is the start of the new cycle. Like I said, until I die or until Khalil die or until they kill me or kill him, and the source, the food punch, the blow that's gonna hurt them, this ain't gonna stop. But I'm off of it until I have to rejoin it. I don't care what Khalil Amani say. He can talk about my deceased mother. He can talk about anybody. He can get my family, put them on his wall or whatever. Me and that man is through. I have nothing that I want to say to that man. Nothing I want to say to that man. I don't know who this is. But anyway, never seen it before, but I think I know who it is. But I have nothing to say to that man, people. It's over with me until I have to engage again. And I'm going to choose when to engage no matter what. So with that said, please join for $1.99, $2, people. I'm not out here trying to rob you for nothing, but I'm trying to give you this story to help that child. I can't help that child if I'm a broke man in Arkansas. I need a little money. And that's all I'm going to say, because I ain't begging you for nothing. And the Lord provides for his. His need to do something, he will provide for him. And anybody that believe on the Lord God of Israel, in any shape, form, or fashion, I don't care if you think it's 1, 2, 3, or whatever, will help. With that said, much love. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. But I only see you if you pay $1.99. Now, I will say this. People can buy memberships and I will give them out as gifts to other people. It's number $1.99, but you can buy a membership and I can hand them out on the next live. But with that said, that's the system. That's how we're going to go with this. I'm going to say peace, love y'all. Hope to see y'all in the future. Leave a comment under the video. Peace.